Good morning children and welcome to the online teaching session. Students, in the previous video, we have studied till chapter number 5, transpiration. Now, we'll begin with the chapter number 6, photosynthesis. Okay, now see children, before we begin with the photosynthesis, we should revise the meaning of autotrophs and heterotrophs. Okay, now I think so. When you all have started studying your science subject, from that time only, you all are studying about autotrophs, heterotrophs and photosynthesis. Okay, so all these points are well known to you children. But here we will see the meaning of auto and hetero, and after that we will study about the mechanism of photosynthesis, because till now you must be knowing about the definition of photosynthesis. Clear? But here we will see this photosynthesis in detail. Now just begin our topic. As we all know that all the green plants, or we can say that only green plants can prepare their own food, and that's why they are called as autotrophs, or they are also called as autotrophic plant. Why we are calling them as autotrophs? Because they are preparing food by themselves. Okay, now excluding green plants, we come to the non-green plants, fungi and all the animals including human beings. We all are heterotrophs. Why we are heterotrophs? Because we cannot prepare our own food. We are dependent upon these green plants for the food. Okay, and that's why we all come under a new term that is called as the heterotrophs. Now, the mode of nutrition that is prepared by the green plants are called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. And if we are dependent upon the green plants, then our mode of nutrition will be heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now see, I have used two terms. Okay, one I have used as autotrophs. Clear? And along with autotrophs, that is all the green plants, better to write green plants, they are autotrophs and their mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, mode of nutrition. Now, excluding these, rest other, everyone, that is fungi. Clear? In fungi we can, after fungi, like fungi is also considered as a non-green plant. So, if you are writing non-green plants or if you are writing fungi, all it is same. Or then we come, even we can include some of the insectivorous plant. These plants can also, sometimes some of these plants cannot make their own food. Okay, so fungi and some of other non-green plants, along with this animals, we all are heterotrophs. And the mode of nutrition is called as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, the nutrition that is taken by these animals. Now children, as the topic is photosynthesis, so directly we have to talk about these green plants. So we will consider these green plants. Now see, what is the process of autotrophic mode of nutrition, or we can say that what is the process of photosynthesis? Once again, Directly we can go to our class 3, 4 and 5. There we have already read that. Green plants prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, okay, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water and minerals from the soil, and inside the green part of the plant, or we can say that inside the chloroplast. Clear? Then the process is called as the photosynthesis. What? This is the definition that we have already studied in our previous class. But as we grew up, we read that glucose is prepared by the green plant by the utilization of sunlight, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water and minerals from the soil inside the chloroplast as a byproduct of oxygen. Okay. So, this is about the photosynthesis, and we all know this definition. That is, what we can use, we will use carbon dioxide, okay, along with carbon dioxide, what we have to use? We will use water, okay. Now, in the presence of some minerals and inside the chloroplast. Why I am using chloroplast? Because now when we will see the mechanism of the photosynthesis, then we will see that in some of the cases stroma is used, and in the next process of the photosynthesis chlorophyll will be used. Okay, that will depend upon the light reaction as well as on the dark reaction, that we will see in the mechanism. So directly I am writing as if chloroplast, inside the chloroplast. Then what will be the result? Result will be C6H12O6, okay, as well as 6 molecules of water will come, oxygen will come out. To balance the reaction, we have to write down here also, that is 6 molecule of water also comes out. Clear? Then we will balance the reaction. That is a different thing. When we will go to that portion, there I will explain you what we have to write down. But actually, as we have taken this thing from here, so we have written, that is CO2 is utilized, water is also utilized in the presence of UV rays. Without the sunlight, plants cannot prepare their own food. Without the sunlight, there is no photosynthesis. Okay. So we can use sunlight, minerals, then inside the chloroplast, everything will done, and we will prepare this glucose molecule, and then 6 molecule of oxygen will come out as a byproduct. This is the process of photosynthesis. Now children, what is the importance of this photosynthesis? Why the photosynthesis is required? Number 1, only and only green plants are capable of preparing their own food. Only and only green plants. And that is just because of this. Okay. So, let's begin the new topic, that is importance of the photosynthesis. And point number 1 is food supply. Now see, what happens in case of food supply? Just now I have told you that only by the process of photosynthesis, okay, plants can prepare their own food. And this food is transferred to the other organism. That is, from here it will pass to the animals. So, directly or indirectly, we all are dependent upon the green plants for the food. And green plants, they are preparing the food by the process of photosynthesis. So, we all are dependent upon the photosynthesis. Next, oxygen supply. Now, see children, what happens in this case? Oxygen supply, again, After the process of photosynthesis, what comes out as a byproduct? Definitely oxygen. And this oxygen is required by whom? Definitely by all the animals. So, we all are dependent upon the photosynthesis for the requirement of the oxygen. Second point, what we can write? All the animals are dependent upon photosynthesis. Directly, if we write down this also, then also it will be okay. Otherwise, if we write dependent upon the green plants, then also it will be correct. Dependent upon photosynthesis for oxygen. Clear? 2 steps. That is 2 importance. Third point, that is control on CO2. As we all know that if maximum green plants will be there, then maximum photosynthesis will occur. And maximum photosynthesis will require maximum amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And in this case, children, the level of the CO2 will be balanced. Nowadays, you know these things are common known for you all. That is, we are facing some problems like global warming. Okay, and we feel that. Not only we feel that, but actually CO2 is responsible for all these things, for the global warming. Now what happens in this case? If we cut down the trees, then there is no one to take the excess amount of carbon dioxide that is present in the atmosphere, because we are running the vehicles. Okay, we are developing our factories and working there. Because of all these activities, burning of the bodies from the waste material, CO2 comes out. Clear? So, the evolution of CO2 is maximum. Okay, maximum amount of CO2 comes out. But only plants are there to take the CO2. Clear? So, only one thing is there to take the CO2. And maximum things are evolving the CO2. They are giving out the CO2. And that's why if we cut down the trees, then there will be no one to take that CO2. And that CO2 will be there in the atmosphere. And because of that, it will cause global warming. And that's why we need to grow more and more plants, so that the maximum amount of CO2 that is present in the atmosphere that can be utilized by the green plants. Okay, so that they can balance the level of the CO2 in the atmosphere. Now see what happens. That's why we have written this point as to control on CO2, that is by the absorption of CO2 we can balance, okay, or we can control the maximum emission of CO2. This is one more point. After that, supply of additional plant products. This is the next topic. So, supply of additional plant products. Now this is also easy. From the plant, whatever we get, wood, timber, medicines, okay, latex, gums, fruits, everything. So these things, how we will get? That is from the plant. And how the plant will grow? By the process of photosynthesis only. So this is the importance of the photosynthesis. Clear? Now see children, just now I have used a term, that is, this photosynthesis needs sunlight, water, mineral, carbon dioxide, and everything occurs inside the chloroplast. Okay, and in the chloroplast, stroma and chlorophyll, we can get these things where this photosynthesis takes place. Now, we will study that how this chloroplast look like. What is the structure of the chloroplast? I think so this also we have already read in our class 9th, where we have studied these structures, cell and unit of life. Now here we will revise. So what to do? We will see chloroplast, structure of chloroplast. Clear? Now see, we have already know that this thing is known to us that chloroplast is a double membranous structure. What is this? This is the double membranous structure. Clear? So it's better to draw a double layered structure. Now, inside the chloroplast, we can see a matrix or a liquid filled fluid, and this is called as stroma. Clear? Now, suppose now I am going to erase this. Okay, the liquid is called as the stroma. Now, what other things are visible to us? Just imagine. We have already studied that we can see a disc-like structure or plate-like structure like this. And this one plate is called as thylakoid. Okay? And many plates are forming one disc-like structure. Okay? One group. And this group is called as granum. Understood? Now what I have drawn? I have simply drawn a double membranous structure that is called as chloroplast. Inside the chloroplast, I have drawn one disc-like structure named as thylakoid, and then a stack of thylakoid is known as granum. Now, inside the chloroplast, there may be many granums. Okay. So here I have drawn one, but we can see many granums like this. Okay. And the plural of granum is known as grana. So, this is singular when we are talking about the one stack, and if we are talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on stacks, then the plural will be called as grana. Clear? So, these 3 points are okay. Now, each granum is linked by a structure, tube-like structure, and this is called as lamellae. Okay? Spelling is L-A. Or it is also called as fret. Okay? And the stroma of the lamellae, stroma which is present in between the lamellae, is also called as the lamellae stroma. Okay? So, this is the structure. Now children, see, where is the chlorophyll here? This is the structure of the chloroplast. Now, the chlorophylls are found inside the thylakoid like this. This is the structure of the chlorophyll that is present in the thylakoid. Okay, so here I can mark it as chlorophyll. Now imagine how the photosynthesis can occur. Now see what happens. There may be more than 5 lakhs chloroplast. What to write? More than 5 lakhs chloroplast. Okay? Per square millimeter of leaf surface. Now see this number and see this size. Clear? Now where these chloroplasts are present? Where? Number 1, in the green plants, in the green stems. Where in the green plants? That is inside the leaves. Where in the leaves? We all know the structure of the leaf consists of the mesophyll cells. So either in the mesophyll cells or definitely in the mesophyll cells, sometime on the epidermis of the green stem and lower epidermis of the leaf where the stomatas are present. So these are the places where we can find out these chloroplasts. What things are there? Green epidermis of the green stem, then mesophyll cells of the leaves. Okay. After that, at the basal side, endodermis, there we can see the stomata. There also this chloroplast is found. In the previous lecture when I was telling you about the stomata and the method of transpiration, at that time also I have drawn the structure like this. And then I taught you that this is the chloroplast. Okay. So they are found here also. Okay. They are found epidermis, then spongy cells, mesophyll cells, and we can find out the stomata here also. Here lower epidermis, here we can find out the stomata. Okay, and then we can find out the chloroplast. So these are the site of the chloroplast where they are found, and from there they can participate in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, now children, we will see about the chlorophyll. Okay, the chlorophyll that I have drawn. Now see. What is this chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment. Clear? Which impart green color to the plants. There is no chlorophyll, no green color. Next point. It is sensitive to light. Highly sensitive to light, we can write. And that's why only in the presence of sunlight this chlorophyll start the process of the photosynthesis. Okay. But what happens? It is sensitive to light. If the light will be maximum, that is at high light intensity, this chlorophyll may destroy. Clear? So this is the point. Now see types of chlorophyll. There are various types of chlorophyll such as chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E and bacteriochlorophyll. Okay? Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C, D, E and bacteriochlorophyll. Out of that, chlorophyll A and B are most common. Most common, A and B. Rest is found in the different kinds of plant. That is not the part of our course. Okay. So this is all about chlorophyll, chloroplast, definition of photosynthesis as well as the importance of photosynthesis. Okay. Now see children, let me revise the things once again. That is, we have read about the photosynthesis and who can do this photosynthesis? All the autotrophs. What are these autotrophs? Autotrophs are those which can prepare their own food, such as green plants. Okay. Green plants can undergo for the process of photosynthesis. How they do it? They used to take the sunlight as well as water and minerals, carbon dioxide, and inside the chloroplast everything occurs, mixing and everything occurs that we will see in the mechanism. And by this process they prepare some food, and this food is utilized by all the animals. Along with this, in the process of photosynthesis, oxygen comes out, okay, and this oxygen is utilized by the human beings as well as by the animals. And then CO2 is taken by them in the process, which clean our environment. So these are the importance of the photosynthesis. Then we have read that what is the structure of the chloroplast, and we saw that it is a double membranous structure found in the leaves, found in the green stems, okay, and it contains stroma, thylakoid, group of thylakoid, granum, many granums, grana. Each grana is linked with the help of thread, okay, and then chlorophylls are found inside the thylakoids. And we can have different types of chlorophyll like A, B, C, D, E and bacteriochlorophyll. Out of that, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B is of great importance. It is utilized by almost all the plants, okay, and others they have their different uses. Clear? So till now we have completed up to the structure of chlorophyll. Now in the next part we'll see the raw material of the photosynthesis and how they are used. Okay, thank you children.